Hello, hello. I'm mooware and I've got the pleasure to show you a few more obscure games, I guess. And the first of these games is Cooly Skunk, and as people in chat already discussed, this is an unreleased prototype for a game that was later released on the PlayStation. So this is actually a full game, but they reworked it quite a bit and brought it out on the PlayStation later. In the West it was called Punky Skunk, in Japan it was still called Cooly Skunk. Alright, so let's get started in 3, 2, 1. So, yeah, Cooly Skunk is a cute mascot hop and bob platformer. And the PlayStation version keeps most of the concepts, I would say. So you've got transformations and they're the same in the PlayStation version. But they did change almost all the stages. So the only stuff I recognize is some of the boss fights, not all of them. But everything else, yeah, has been pretty much reworked. Oh, crap. So, yeah, that's also a difference here. In the SNES game you can take a single hit. In the PlayStation game you can take quite a few more. They did make it easier in several aspects. These flower pots are pretty devious. Sometimes they can take a few hits even. If you're getting annoyed of this sound clip, I've got bad news, you'll hear it a lot. The yaw sound when he jumps. Alright, stage clear, hooray. So we didn't really get to see it in the first stage, but most of the stages are very gimmick-based, I guess. So you've got these transformations, these gadgets, and then usually the whole stage revolves around that. So I've got this pogo stick, and now we're just pogoing through the whole stage. And yeah, so visually you can see it's probably a game for children, so difficulty-wise it's also mostly on the easy side and very straightforward. Really just continuously walking right here. It's getting a bit more complex later. So here's the next gimmick, the snowboard, which really restricts our movement. So when it picks up enough speed, you're basically invincible. But otherwise, yeah, you can't attack, and you can barely move, so you can barely move around with a snowboard, you always have to just follow the path downhill. And here's the first boss fight. This is bit of an odd one, but it should be fairly easy. I haven't really figured out if there's any connection between the colors of the buttons I'm pushing here and the colors up there, and if I can actually influence this in any way. Oh, it's giving me stars again. So sometimes I'm getting orbs 2 times immediately, and then it's a really short boss fight, but it's very RNG based. More stars, okay. I just want him to spawn any orbs. There we go. Just needs 2 hits, pretty easy. If it gives me what I want. And here's the overworld map, but it doesn't really do anything. We just walk to the next stage. This type of stage is also something we'll see a few times, these water currents. It's not based on any transformations. Again, pretty short stage. And yeah, these are my least favorite types of stages. There's a few of these. An auto-scroller where this guy in the background shoots at me and the explosions stay active for a really long time. And you're kind of restricted in your movement with the roller skates. Close one, almost fell off. But that's it already. Oops, stopped my timer. There we go. And here's the next gimmick, and I think we've... No, there's another one. We haven't seen all of them, but most of them. So these are digging stages. Very different from most of the other stages, I guess. And there's these guys in the digging machines following me. I can drop these rocks down to squish them or to block their way. And here's the next boss fight. So the boss peeks out of these holes, but then there's also these other enemies, I guess, peeking out. And I'm using pause buffering to find the boss quicker. And off to the next island. In the PlayStation version, the islands actually have themes, I think. I've played it recently. So the stages kind of look different, have a shared look for each island, I think, more or less. So here's a new gimmick. This is a really nice one. I really like these stages. Very chill. You've got your paraglider. And we're just moving through these air currents. So here's a hidden path down here. lets us get through a bit faster, but we're kind of punished with this pogo stick. It wouldn't really do me much good in this stage, but I can just drop it. And that's also a difference to the PlayStation version, and I guess something where they made the game easier, kinda. In the PlayStation version you can switch the transformation on and off, so you can go back to it. And here I can just drop it and then it's gone. Also, something in chat just reminded me of another difference. So my attack here is really short-ranged, the tail swipe. But in the PlayStation version you actually have a kind of projectile. You kind of have this... I suppose it's a smell, since it's a skunk. You're shooting something. So you've got way more attack range. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, so with a snowboard I would now be incapable of going anywhere from down there. So I have to drop it and walk the rest of the stage. And then here's a pretty big jump. And that's thankfully it. Yeah, the game does look really nice. It's a pretty late SNES game. I suppose that's why they didn't release it, maybe. I think the title screen said 1996, maybe? Pretty easy boss fight here, though he did just dodge that one ball. And we're on to the next island. Another Pogo Forest. I don't really know why Pogo sticks and forests go together here. But I think pretty much all the Pogo stages are forests where you hop around in the trees. The enemies, so most of the enemies here are called chews. And I guess they're mice, because chew is the Japanese sound word for the sound that mice make, I think. Another digging stage here. This one adds a few complications. So I have to unblock the path here. You can just about despawn those enemies before they fall down. And here's a little damage boost. I don't have to get this block down to jump on. And another roller skate stage. This one thankfully not an auto-scroller. But still, movement with the roller skates isn't great. But that start pretty much is the worst part, I think. There's going to be more roller skate auto-scrollers later. But this one was fairly easy, thankfully. And here's another boss fight. Boss fight in air quotes, I suppose. Basically Pong. Dressed up as football or handball, maybe. And for the most part it's really easy, except sometimes when you hit the ball it deflects down instead of up, and then often that results in an own goal. There we go, easy. Another paraglider stage. With these air currents, they're kind of like a maze, I suppose. Some convenient platforms hidden down here. And that's it. Another nice chill stage. Yeah, in this world, sports are played for life and death, I suppose. Okay, another snowboard stage, but here we get the option to switch to the parachute. There's a few more snowboard and parachute pickups in the stage. But I want to stick with the parachute because it's way more agile, I guess. It's much easier to maneuver. And another dreaded roller skate auto-scroller. I think this is the hardest stage in the game, pretty much, for me. Okay, so far it's been giving me pretty good shots. That one always hits me, though. At that point it's pretty much only about staying on the platform. I just can't seem to avoid that shot. And I think that's another boss fight. Also kind of difficult one, deceptively so, I guess. So I'm bound to this train, and I can only hit this lever to make it go forward. And that makes it easy to dodge. That makes it hard, I mean, to dodge these obstacles, because I can't move around. I can only push the train forward a little bit. And I also don't want to go too far ahead, because the other train can rubber band like crazy once it hits the left edge of the screen. If you leave it too far behind, it will just rocket ahead. Okay, I think that should be it. There we go. Again, the punishment for losing is well, maybe not death in this case, but still. At least a bomb on the head. More digging. And coming up, there's a neat little trick, maybe, hopefully. There we go. So, yeah, you could take a damage boost there and fall down into the spikes, but if you transform at just the right time, you can actually make the jump there and hop onto the platform. And the intended solution would be to drop down a block so you can land on it. Here's another Pogo Forest, and this one is interesting because it has the only real skip I've found in the game. The only real speed tech where you save a little bit of time. Better grab some health here. And then right here, I'm trying to bait this guy to the right, and then I can use him to jump up, and that saves a nice part of the stage where I'd have to walk around to the right and climb up. Here at the end it gets a little bit dangerous. Okay, so depending on the timing, this guy might throw his shuriken straight and stuff down, and then it's kind of hard to dodge. Back to the snowboard, and we ride straight into an elevator. And that's pretty much already the whole stage, I guess. That's the end. Next boss fight. This one is very uneventful. The only thing I can control is this lever, which controls this platform. And the rest is just mostly automatic. So these flames walk down. If they fall down in the middle, flames shoot out to both sides, which I can dodge. If they fall down to one side, the flames only shoot out at that side. And since the platform closes up this hole here, they can't really shoot out on my side. Alright, and that brings us to the final world. This menacing Wolf's Head Island. So this game does have a story, obviously. I don't know much about it, honestly, but so there's a bad guy, he's called Battler, he's that wolf we saw for a moment in the beginning sequence. We'll see him again. And he and this army of Jews want something from us, I guess? I'm not sure. That's the part I didn't really keep in mind. But they did kidnap our friend and inventor of these gadgets we're using. This last part of the stage here is a little bit interesting. It's a bit unusual how you get to climb up here by bouncing on these balls. Pretty good climb. So depending on timing, you might be up there pretty quickly, or not. One last paragliding stage. You can gain quite a bit of speed if you hit these enemies here, which is good because then I can easily get past that ninja. Otherwise I'd have to be more careful in dodging his shuriken. Careful with that shuriken as well, and there's another nice shortcut here. I can bounce on this thing and then just glide over this, and that saves me from going around quite a bit. Okay, and I think that only leaves the last 2 boss fights. So I think here they're talking about how our friend Nash was abducted. And we'll have to fight him. I like Cooly's walk. Pretty cute. The way he struts. There's Nash. He's got a jetpack. Very easy fight. And now he snaps out of his brainwashing or whatever they did to him. And gives us his jetpack. And in the PlayStation version, there's actually a whole world after this, where you use the jetpack in every stage. But in this prototype, we go directly to the final boss fight. There we go, jetpack acquired. One issue with the jetpack, it can't fly continuously, you have to land from time to time. So here's Battler, the big bad. And for some reason he can just fly off into space. We need a jetpack for that. And here we go into the last boss fight. So I want to land on these clouds from time to time, because the jetpack otherwise will just stop working sooner or later. If I can get a shot in before he... Oh, there we go, perfect. If I can get a shot in before Battler turns back to normal, then I immediately hit him instead of this happening where he can fire a shot. That was a very, very quick boss fight. And that's time. Why are we inflating the wolf? Maybe something with space, like there's vacuum outside and there's air inside you and that inflates him or something? I don't know. Probably not healthy to go to space without a spacesuit. Yeah, so that's Cooly Skunk. Pretty neat, cute game. Very impressive that the prototype actually includes the whole game. When the prototype originally leaked, I think it was basically a kind of demo that the developers showed off somewhere, and it was actually limited to the first 3 worlds, but the ROM itself contains the whole game, and so ROM hackers came and just made it possible to continue and play the whole game. Alright, so let's take a short break and then I'll be back with another very, very neat game. See you pretty soon.